Hello YouTube, BaF here, back with another kicking action figure review. Today's review is over the Marvel Legends Infinite Series Hawkeye from the Odin All-Father Build-A-Figure wave. You could also make King Thor if you wanted, but, you know, whatever. Doesn't really matter. So Hawkeye, yeah, I got this figure not because of my overwhelming love for Hawkeye, because, you know, he's a whatever to me, but because I needed a Dark Hawkeye for my Dark Avengers team, and there's not a Dark Hawkeye figure that's 6-inch. So, I got this Hawkeye. Really, really cool. He does come with a few things. First off, obviously a bow. Little crapper didn't come with a, it didn't come with an arrow, which is dumb. And the bow, you know, it's just this bow. It's just this purple color, flat, whatever. You can pull the bowstring back a little, but he doesn't pose too well to hold it, to be totally honest. And here's his quiver. I think it's the same quiver from the Avengers Hawkeye figure, the movie Hawkeye. And, you know, to be honest, it's not that great, because it pegs into his back. You know, this is the Bucky Cap Foundation mold. And it's supposed to sit like this, so that he can, you know, reach over and grab an arrow, but because of his little vesty thing here, it doesn't go in all the way, so it just falls right out. And it only goes in if you put it straight up, but that looks absolutely ridiculous, right? So, yeah, that's not too great, but whatever. No biggie. Now, we're just gonna jump right into articulation on this guy. Head goes up really far, like really far, which is great. Down, you know, side to side, etc. You know, both arms are different sculpts, as you can see, but they have the same articulation, you know, this up and down, which is actually really stiff on that arm, but not as stiff on the Winter Soldier arm, you know. And a bicep swivel there, double elbow bend, rotation on the wrist, and also in and out on the wrist. So there's that, obviously. And then you've got an ab crunch, which can't move much because of this thing on him. But you can remove this if you like pop the head off and stuff, but what's the point? And then he's kind of loose down here. Like, it pushes his body around, so he can't really stand too well, which is freaking BS. And I would say normally it's just my figure, but it's the same exact way with a friend of mine who got this figure. We saw this wave at Walmart, and we were like, oh, hey, let's grab ourselves some Hawkeyes. And I also got Sentry, but, you know, his is just the same way. I just saw it last night when we were watching Sherlock Holmes stuff, so whatever. And it's got, you know, in and out on the legs, forward and back, so, you know, you can move them all around. Thigh swivel, double knee bend, and then the boot rotation there, up and down on the foot, and a nice ankle pivot. But yeah, so right off the bat you can see that there are a few problems with this guy. Another thing that's a little weird, you see he has the Winter Soldier arm here. You can use it as like a guard or whatever. And it looks good, but it's longer than his other arm, as you can see. He's kind of got this comic-y buff arm over here, and then this more slender arm. It's longer. See? It's a longer arm. But, you know, other than that, detail and paint-wise, he's pretty good. They painted his arrows, or the ends of his arrows anyways. Not a lot of paint on his quiver, but whatever. And I already talked about the bow. But the paint on the rest of his body actually looks pretty good. You got this nice paint on here, nice sculpting, like it's flowing in the wind a little. That's very cool. I like the purple on his Winter Soldier arm. This hand is also bigger than this hand, is another thing I wanted to say. You know, he's just got Winter Soldier legs through and through. We got the boots and everything. But paint looks good. Nice head sculpt. Really nice head sculpt. But, you know, detail-wise, he looks pretty good. It's really just that arm, mostly. That's weird. But yeah, now let's get into some size comparisons. Here's Hawkeye with some other Hasbro Marvel Legends. Here on the left we have the Sentry figure that was in the same wave as Hawkeye here. And here on the right, the Iron Patriot comic series version from the Iron Man 3 line. Yeah, so got his other Dark Avengers members here if you're going to use this Hawkeye as Dark Hawkeye, who's Bullseye, by the way. But, you know, honestly, I think they scale up fine together. You know, armor would make Norman Osborn here a little taller. And Sentry's just a big guy, you know. So actually, I think these scale up very well together. They'll look great in the team lineup. Here's Hawkeye with some Toy Biz Marvel Legends. Here on the left, we have Carnage, and on the right, the battle-ravaged Spider-Man from, you know, the movie. And the Carnage is actually a re-release of that sculpt by Hasbro, but, you know, it's the same sculpt, so... honestly, with just these Toy Biz figures, because the Toy Biz figures can kind of vary in size a little from what I've experienced. He's really fun with the Spider-Man, and I guess the Carnage also. The Carnage might be a little small, but he's fine with the Spider-Man, so I guess he'll go alright with your Toy Biz figures, but he does look better with the Hasbro. They have similar dimensions, so they do look better together. And of course, here's Hawkeye with some Marvel Select figures. Here on the left, we have the Marvel Select Anti-Venom, and on the right, the amazing Spider-Man. Yeah, and obviously Hawkeye is too small for Diamond Select. Diamond Select is just too big a scale. Marvel Legends aren't really gonna fit in with them. It's really too bad. As I mentioned, Hawkeye comes with the main body of Odin or King Thor, depends on who you want to build. If you want to build both, though, I just recommend getting the pieces that you didn't get with your figures off eBay, because if not, you have to buy 2 Thor, 2 Hawkeye, and 2 Iron Fist, which is no good, and I'm probably not going to build either, just to be honest. So all in all, what are my final thoughts on the Marvel Legends Infinite Series Hawkeye from the Odin Build-A-Figure wave? Well, you know, to be totally honest, he's an okay figure. He's not the best. You know, he does have that little wobbly problem standing. His arms don't really match up build-wise. His quiver doesn't stay on, and his bow's kind of bland. But I can get past the bow being bland if he came with a frickin' arrow. Luckily, he sizes well with stuff, and, you know, I really just did need a Hawkeye for my Dark Avengers. So, all in all, I'm going to give this guy 3 out of 5 stars. You know, he's not a bad figure, but I wouldn't say he's this grand must-have Hawkeye. I mean, no arrows. Just one would have been great. I mean, jeez. Come on. You'll give the Iron Fist in this wave like 8 interchangeable hands, but you won't give Hawkeye a friggin' arrow? Seriously, Hasbro. Just one arrow. But yeah, that's it, you guys. 3 out of 5 stars. Please remember to rate, comment, and subscribe. Check out all the cool links in the description below. Got lots of great stuff down there. And I will see you all later. Thanks for the support.